Duncan. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of this, the Hikvision DS2CD 2386 AcuSense camera. This is the AcuSense camera with the SL on the end, which is a strobe and a light. So this is like an active alarm, and it's also compatible with Hikvision's Lifeguard, which I'll talk about in a moment. So I've got the camera out of the box. This is the camera here. There's a template in the box as well, so you can just stick that to the wall or the ceiling, and it's got your holes there to pre-drill, which are lined up with the base plate of the camera itself. So as I said, this is the AcuSense camera. What AcuSense is a technology that's been around for, well, this is the second generation of AcuSense from Hikvision now. What it does, it's got a dedicated deep learning AI chip built into the camera that is able to detect and recognize humans and vehicles. So in the past, when we did events, we used motion. Motion is inherently very inaccurate. We'd get lots of false events when the wind would blow bushes and the pixels would change, and it would create a motion event. Now you could try and block out and draw your area to exclude those trees and what have you, but we still got lots of false events. So things when the light changes, it goes from night to day, or at night time, the infrared, it attracts moths, they fly in front of the camera and you get motion events there. So it's never reliable enough that you can have push notifications sent to your phone. However, with the AcuSense, now able to tell the difference between a motion event and is the event created by a human or a vehicle, and we can create actions based on that, it now becomes very accurate, and the push notifications that we get to our phones through HyperConnect. That is the AcuSense technology. There is AcuSense and Color View combined, which is slightly different again. Instead of having an infrared, they have a white LED, but this is just the infrared model. This is powered by DarkFighter. The reason this is useful, or where it's useful, is in situations where there really is no background light. It's going into a dark place. The infrared on this is up to 30 meters, so and it's powered by DarkFighter, so you're going to get nice images from this, as opposed to the Color View. It allows you to get color images, but it's relying on some light, some background light going into the image sensor of that camera itself, or being supplemented by the white LED. So if you've got a really dark place that you're trying to protect with your camera, then this is probably the best camera to do the job, and that's the difference between the Color View and AcuSense and just the AcuSense with IR. As I mentioned, this is the SL model, so it has another light on there, which is a strobe light, a very bright strobe LED light, and it also has on the bottom a speaker which is used for a siren. And effectively what you're doing now is you're turning this camera into an alarm system, and you can actually even arm and disarm, or have a home and away mode with the special firmware on the MVR. So from the HyperConnect app, you can actually arm the camera. So if you're having this on a house at home, for instance, you wouldn't want the siren going off every time somebody comes to your front door when you're at home. It would definitely be not very nice, and it's going to put people off coming to your front door. Maybe that's a good thing. But the way you'd work is exactly like an alarm system at home. When you leave the house, you lock the door and you arm the alarm, and it's exactly the same with this camera. You arm the camera so that when you're away, if anybody comes to the front door, it will use the strobe light to flash or come on constantly, and you can have it sound a siren sound from there. So there's sounds, alarms that are built into the software, or you can customize it. You might want a welcome greeting, for instance, when somebody comes to your front door or comes to your office, for instance. So you can customize those greetings and link them in the events. Also on the bottom there, you've got an SD card. SD card is for recording when, well, you can use it as a standalone camera again. So you could record to the SD card and do playback footage from the HyperConnect app, or you can use it as a backup, so that if the MVR is not available, the camera will still record to the SD card, so you don't miss any footage. And that, combined with the 12-volt DC you've got here, you can have that connected to a UPS. So if this is a critical camera to your organization, you need to know that you're going to get recorded images from this no matter what. Even if the power goes out, you can have that connected to a UPS, and that way, if the power goes out, network's not available, the camera is still going to be powered, it's still going to be recording. You've got an SD card in the camera itself where it can record to, so you're never going to miss any footage. So that's the reason for the 12 volt DC connector. You don't have to use it, because otherwise, if you're not using it, you just got the standard Ethernet connector here, which is an RJ45, power over Ethernet, does your audio, your video, your power, down the one cable, Cat 5, Cat 6, Bob's your uncle. There you go. All you need to, that's the only cable you need to have going to this camera. However, you've also got an audio in and an audio out if you wanted to connect an external speaker or supplementary microphone to it. And the other one, which is quite useful, is the alarm in and alarm out. This alarm in and out is a normally closed, normally open, which is really, really useful. You could connect it to a mag lock, for instance, and trigger that mag lock from remotely from the HikConnect app. Or it could be connected to a garage door controller. So if a courier came to your business premises, you could open the garage door, let them leave the parcel in there, and then close it after they've been. So that would be the case when you'd use the alarm input and output, and it's really easy to trigger from the app itself. So yeah, that's pretty much this camera. On our website, if you go to nfs.nz, if you look at the camera, you'll see we have a download sheet for it. This is the specification sheet. Really useful. Get asked questions all the time. What accessories go with what camera? On the specification sheet, it will tell you, and it's got all the product codes for all your wall brackets, your junction boxes, your pendant mounts, your pole mounts, all that sort of stuff. So that's on the specification sheet. So we'll do another video now doing the setup and configuration, show you how to set up some of those alarms and features of the camera. We're going to do another video where we're going to speak to Hikvision and talk about some of those different technologies that I just mentioned, the color view, the Acusense, the lifeguard, and how they work and what the differences are. So yeah, look at the description. I'll put all the links in there for those videos as they come out. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.